I'll play something else that's new. I've been doing a few new ones tonight. These are songs which I expect to be doing on my next album. So, still wearing them in, but I've done 3 so far. So far so good. This is another one. This is actually a true story. During the Spanish Civil War, in 1936 and 1937, a young woman from just outside of Glasgow, a place called Bells Hill, made her way over to Spain. Her name was Ethel MacDonald. She was 26 years old. And she enlisted in the POUM, which was an alliance of Trotskyists and anarchists who were fighting the fascists. If you've seen the film by Ken Loach's Land and Freedom, that film focuses on a POUM militia. And anyway, she enlisted in the POUM and became the voice of Radio Barcelona. She was broadcasting in English, exhorting working class men and women to make their way over to Spain to fight to stop the spread of that immense evil that we call fascism. She argued that unless it was stopped in Spain, it was going to spread to other parts of Europe. How right she was. It had already spread to Italy with Mussolini, and of course, shortly afterwards, Hitler came to power. And to its shame, the British government of the day refused all aid to revolutionary Spain. They preferred a victory for the fascists to a victory for the revolutionaries who were fighting them. She became known as the Bells Hill anarchist, and she was eventually arrested, not by the fascists, by the Stalinists, who were annoyed that she was going against Stalin's edict that it should not be a revolution, it should simply be a war fought to stop fascism. She spent several years in jail before returning to Scotland, where she set up the Anarchist Press. An absolutely amazing woman, and one of the unsung heroes until now. I'm going to sing you a song about her. It's called Ethel on the Airwaves. Hard times piling up, it comes as no surprise. Workers on the back foot, right wing on the rise. Fascists make a push for power and the left wants to compromise. It's the same old game they played before our eyes. From Guernica to the Jarama Valley, so many brave young comrades fell. Neutral power chose not to lift a finger while the fascists blew them all to hell. Young Glasgow woman, just 26, in the flower of her youth and prime, stepped up to the mark when she heard the bell of revolution chime. She made her way across to Spain, where the black flag of anarchy flew. She said, sign me up if there's anything I can do. The sister's name, it was Ethel MacDonald, and she carved that name deep into history. She sent a song swinging around the planet. It went Viva la Faye la CNT. Ethel on the airwaves, coming out of Barcelona, POUM 1936. She said, workers of the world, from Kiev to Arizona, come and drive old Franco down with guns and bricks. Catalonia was in a blaze, a swirling sea of red and black. Ethel broadcast every day for those who were fighting back, taking over factories, collectivizing farms, 100,000 men and women under arms. And in response to this, the British government said guns and volunteers for Spain are banned. A fascist victory suited them better than to see the flame of revolution fan. Ethel on the airwaves coming out of Barcelona, POUM 1936. She said, workers of the world, from Kiev to Arizona, come drive old Franco down with guns and bricks. Isolated and poorly armed, the revolution starts to fail. Moscow gave the order, put the anarchists in jail, and one by one every avenue of workers' power was closed, while Franco's forces moved on unopposed. The day they came for Ethel MacDonald, it was one shot knocked and the door flew open wide. Right-wing violence, she said, you take for granted, but you never expect it to come from your own side. Ethel on the airwaves, coming out of Barcelona, POUM 1936. She said, workers of the world, from Kiev to Arizona, come drive old Franco down with guns and bricks. The jail that had locked Ethel up inside had a red flag overhead. By the time she was finally free, they flew a fascist flag instead. How could it be so little was gained after so much blood was shed? Does the answer lie in the way that the fight was led? Restrain the vanguard, appease the middle, it's the way they used to get the circle squared. And once it started, it was only time before a war against the vanguard was declared. Hindsight rectifies many a past mistake. Wisdom after the bird has flown is the easiest move to make. Every lesson left unlearned must be learned again. It's the way things are in the world of women and men. When we stand upon the shoulders of giants and look down upon the heights we've yet to scale, raise the red and black for Ethel MacDonald. She sang freedom song inside a Spanish jail. My Ethel on the airwaves, coming out of Barcelona, POUM 1936. She said, workers of the world, from Kiev to Arizona, come drive old Franco down with guns and bricks. Come and drive old Franco down with guns and bricks. Come and drive old Franco down with guns and bricks.